Whew, alrighty. So the two of you who are probably following this channel rather closely and have been for the past month or so have probably noticed a dip in content. I haven't really put anything out in the past week or so, and rest assured, or for some of you this might not be a good thing, but rest assured, I am not done with content altogether. I've just been taking a step back and kind of thinking about how I want my YouTube channel to evolve, what I want it to turn into, the sorts of things that I want to do and accomplish with it. And in doing so, I've decided upon a bunch of changes that I'm going to be doing to this channel. As I said, for the two of you who actually give a shit, this will be legitimate information, but for everybody else, I suppose you can probably just click off this video right now, unless you really just want to hear my voice. Um, there's a lot of announcements that I want to get to, which means that this video is probably going to be a little longer than the 5 minutes that I try and keep them at, and for that I apologize, but there's a lot that I want to talk about, and I figured that rather than splitting it up into different videos and stupid shit like that, I'll just put it into one, package it, throw it out there, and then be done with it. So, first big announcement, we are no longer doing music, and by we I obviously mean me. Um, that was something that I was more or less just experimenting with, and I kind of took it a little too far before actually knowing where it was going to get me or how good I was with it. So, without going too in depth into it, I'm not going to be doing any more music. Yes, the music that I did release was pretty garbage. I will completely accept that. And at this point, I'm kind of deciding whether or not I want to delete all that stuff off of the YouTube or if I just want to keep it up there for shits and giggles. I'll probably be talking with some people I know about it, consulting them, and just thinking to myself, would it be worthwhile to keep those videos up? If not, then expect those to be deleted. But needless to say, it wasn't getting me where I thought I was going. I was not as good at it as I thought that I would be. Oh my God, looks like I'm not as good at English as I thought I was either. But anyways, the point is, I wasn't able to learn the software. I wasn't able to just get with it. You know what I mean? I feel like it's one of those things to where you either get it or you don't. And I unfortunately couldn't get it. For some of you, that might be a good thing. You might be saying, oh, great, now I don't have to listen to that shit music. And that's probably one of the reasons that I only have 9 subscribers. Not a problem, though. Everybody starts out small. That's not really the issue here. But in essence, rather than going off on a tangent, I'm just going to leave it at no more music and then expect some sort of update on whether or not I'm going to delete the videos. And second of all, sorry, you may have noticed that I did not post a podcast on Friday. Again, that was just because I was busy doing some personal stuff, deciding on how this was going to go. I've been thinking about this for quite a few days now, on what my channel is going to become and stuff like that. And I basically ended up deciding on doing podcasts as the main focus of this channel. There's a lot of stuff that I enjoy talking about, a lot of things that I follow. And I just like talking about stuff like that. And once I have scripted podcasts to actually talk about stuff, or not totally scripted, but somewhat scripted podcasts, then I feel like it'll get a lot better and be easier to watch. Because this right now, I'm essentially just sitting here looking at a list of shit that I wanted to talk about, like a very basic list, and I'm kind of having to make up all of the words on the spot, which is kind of an issue because of what I'm doing right now. I get off on a tangent. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. So in the future, these videos will be a little bit more structured, and it won't just be a ramble like this. So look forward to that. But basically, the point is, because the podcasts are going to be more of the focus, and I can do them rather easy, which isn't to say that there's no effort put into them. It's just that they're the content that I'm most comfortable with at this point. I will be changing it from weekly, so not only Friday, but I'll also do a podcast Tuesday as well, and we'll just see how that goes, having about 2 or 3 days in between each podcast, just kind of talking about channel updates and what's happening just in the world, just a general thing. So look forward to that. And then also, in addition to the weekly podcasts, bi-weekly podcasts, I'm also going to try and do just miscellaneous podcasts here and there. Not really any set schedule for that, but if there's something really big that's going on that I can't cover in one podcast, then I'll just, throw it up there into its own little video and try and talk about that. I already have in mind a video for that should be released in the next couple of days. Probably talk more about that on Twitter. So that's that. Basically, bi-weekly podcasts, and then we'll also do miscellaneous podcasts throughout, just about topics that I'm interested in. And also, in addition to that, we're going to be focusing more on Twitch, I keep using we, I don't really understand why, but I'm going to be focusing more on Twitch at this point because that's something that I really want to do. Right now I'm streaming basically just Overwatch gameplay and Dark Souls gameplay. Maybe I'll branch off into some indie games or whatever, but my Discord, ooh, that's not something I'm going to talk about until later, but my Twitch is linked in the description of the channel, and in a lot of my videos I think I've linked it so far. So just check that out. I think that right now I'm going to try and stick to Thursdays and Fridays for the Twitch streams. Probably near 6 or 7 or maybe even 8 in the PM Mountain Time. But also, in addition to that structured streaming, I'm going to do this similar thing to what I'm doing with the podcasts, where if there's ever a time that I feel like, oh, let's just do some random stream real quick, I'll just throw it out on Twitter, say like, hey, stream going on, come join us, whatever. Because there are moments like that where I'm just like, sitting, not really doing anything, not really much to do, no videos to make, no podcasts to record, so I'm just like, you know what, let's go ahead and throw down some Twitch gameplay real quick and, just stream or whatever. We'll see how that goes. That's something I'm definitely interested. I'll talk more about that later in another video, but I just want to let you guys know that the schedule now stands at Thursdays and Fridays, anytime between 6 to 8 Mountain Time. Couldn't tell you what that is any other time zone, but that's that. And then finally we get to social media. I know that I have had a Twitter since the inception of this channel. However, I'm also going to be branching out into Discord, which I mentioned earlier unintentionally, as well as Reddit. Just kind of get myself out there on social media a little bit more. I'll probably start posting more stuff on Twitter, just to try and, keep things fresh and all that good stuff. But basically, this video has turned into a 7.5-minute long video, and I've talked about almost everything that I wanted to talk about, really. But just some closing thoughts. I feel like because my channel is so new, and there's not really any steady content being put out there yet, I feel like it's good for me to do something like this so early, where I'm just switching up my content. Because like anything with a sport, whatever you're doing, you're gonna find your niche, and you're gonna discover what you really want to do. And that's just kind of what this has been about, and what it probably will be about for the next few months or so, is just me trying to get comfortable with whatever content I end up trying to produce. And the podcasts are probably something that we're gonna start doing. I'll definitely be putting a lot more production value into them as I can. Don't really have the best budget for large-scale video makings like gameplay commentary or anything like that yet, but we'll definitely try and get there eventually. The point is, I understand that the content's not been too good lately, but it all gets better. We're at the bottom right now, and the only place to go from there is up, so stay tuned. Probably tomorrow or Wednesday, within the next couple days, I'll be releasing my first miscellaneous podcast, which, trust me, they won't all get announced like this. I'll probably throw them up on Twitter, I don't know, a day or so before I plan on releasing them. But in the meantime, those of you who have been with me, thank you, and I appreciate it. And those of you who are new, don't be afraid to just stick around for a little bit, because, like I said, it'll all get better as soon as I find out what I'm going to be doing. And basically this has turned into a 10-minute long video. I apologize for that, but I hope that through this you've gained a little bit of insight as to what is going on in my mind, and I have not completely given up creating content. Definitely this is just the beginning, so essentially just look out, and I'll talk to you soon.